Sworn. This game sorta, kinda has a parry, not really. So I'm here reviewing it. I don't even know if I'm putting this in parry review. I should call this fake parry review. Not because the parry's fake, but just like it's not your traditional, conventional parry. Yeah, you're not gonna see the parry footage until we get to like the 3-minute mark or something. But there's another character here that has a spell. See that blue bar of energy above your health? That little blue bar is your spell, and once it fills up all the way, you can cast your spell. So the character called the Rook, you can't initially use the parry. You don't have it initially once you unlock the Rook, but once you do a few floors, once you clear a few floors, and you die and you come back to the hub, you can buy the counter spell. But again, if you don't have any blue energy, you can't cast your counter spells, so it's not really a counter because counters are more like pressing the block button at the last moment. That's how parries work. So really, it's a spell and not a parry. It's a spell that happens to counter. So this game, Sworn, it is a Hades-like. For those of you who don't know, Hades is a roguelike or a roguelite. Who cares about the difference between those two terms? Who actually cares? I don't. But basically, this is a roguelite that is a carbon copy of Hades. I think the one major difference, other than the aesthetic, is that the movement is really not optimized in this game. The movement has jank to it. The dash, plus when you move diagonally, it just feels weird. Right? Or when you're moving from north to south or east to west and you want to change directions diagonally, it's just kind of weird. It kind of slows down on the movement and it just feels overall janky. The dash as well. The dash is so much more refined in Hades 1. Hades 1 specifically, okay? We're not talking about Hades 2 here. This game is a carbon copy of Hades 1. So this game gets a lot of things right, and I did play this game for like 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. But really, that was because I wanted to unlock the counterattack. This game is so new, in fact, that there's not a guide yet, so I had to go into the Steam community forum, the comments, and then that's where I found out that, oh, you have to unlock the Rook, and the Rook has the counter spell. And my guy, let me tell you, in order to unlock the Rook, you gotta clear 15 floors as the Vigilante, which is this guy, the guy with the sword. Then you gotta clear 15 floors with the Monk, who's kind of like the magician of this game. And then once you clear 15 with the Vigilante and 15 with the Monk, then you unlock the Rook. And you gotta buy each character. Not only do you unlock them, but you gotta go to the hub and buy them with like hearts. You gotta use like this red currency to buy characters. And then even after you unlock the Rook, you gotta clear 8 floors with the Rook in order to get the counter spell. And then when you get the counter spell, you gotta be sure that you're right next to enemies, very close to them. Because if you counter a projectile and the enemy's far away, you're gonna counter, but the enemy's not gonna take any damage because you don't deflect the projectile, you just do like this earthquake around you. Right? The counter spell is just like this little circle of splash damage, and whoever is within the range of that splash damage is gonna take like 180 points of damage. I will say though, it's one of the stronger spells, but it barely has any range. And also, it's not a block. Again, you don't do it by blocking, it is a spell that you cast. And if you don't have any energy to cast it, you can't counter. There's also some instances where it doesn't work, where you're like, activate the counter spell, and it won't register that it hit an attack, that an attack connected with the counter spell. It sometimes won't register, and nothing will happen. So, I mean, that's kind of bad, but also, this is an early access game. So on the fun and enjoyment scale, I guess this game could get somewhere between a 6 and a 7. And on the parry metric, well, this game doesn't really have a parry, so let's give it a 1 out of 10 on the parry metric, just because I can. So thanks for watching, take care, and enjoy.